Start with the call to worship.
Good morning, First Unitarian Church of San Jose. My name is Reverend Kevin Mann, and it's a joy and an honor to be your guest worship leader this morning. Our chalice lighting this morning is titled, "We Answer the Call of Love," and it's written by Reverend Julia Corbett-Hermeyer, a white community minister at the UU Church in Muncie, Indiana. In the face of hate, we answer the call of love.
In the face of exclusion, we answer the call of inclusion.
In the face of homophobia, we answer the call of LGBTQ rights.
In the face of racism, we answer the call of justice for all races.
In the face of xenophobia, we answer the call of pluralism.
In the face of misogyny, we answer the call of women's rights.
In the face of demagoguery, we answer the call of reason.
In the face of religious intolerance, we answer the call of diversity.
In the face of narrow nationalism, we answer the call of global community.
In the face of bigotry, we answer the call of open-mindedness.
And in the face of despair, we answer the call of hope. As Unitarian Universalists, we answer the call of love, now more than ever. Happy Pride and welcome to church this morning. Amen.
During this time, when our country has initiated a war with another country, we light a candle for peace, for all those experiencing the horrors of war. We recognize that violence serves only to create more violence. Justice is at the core of our faith. Love is at the center of our values. May the light of this candle remind us of our call to bring justice and love to our community and to the world. Kev, did you want to do the land acknowledgement? Oh, forgot about that.
We'll do our opening hymn, Gathered Here, number 389 in the hymnal. Please rise in body or spirit. And for our land acknowledgement, we remember this morning that the land on which we live, work, and worship is the ancestral and sacred grounds and the unceded land of the Tamien and Muwekma Ohlone indigenous people of the Bay Area. We hold their names out loud and we remember the genocide, the theft, and the settler colonization that our lives benefit from every day. We remember that we drink from other people's sacred waters. We breathe from other people's sacred air. We know the land remembers. The oak trees and the hills remember. The descendants of the Ohlone people remember, and we too, worshipers at the First Unitarian Church of San Jose, we also remember. We rise in solidarity with the people of Palestine, Ukraine, and all indigenous people around the world fighting for sovereignty, self-determination, and the right to govern themselves. Here in the South Bay, we honor the resilience of indigenous peoples by supporting the Muwekma Preservation Foundation and the Ama Mutsun Land Trust to advance their goals of resilience, cultural revitalization, and community buildings so that current and future generations of indigenous people can thrive in their homeland of the Bay Area. Amen.
Light our chalice. If you're lighting your chalice at home, please type into the chat where you are lighting from. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of service. And now please join me and rise if you're willing and able to recite our affirmation, which is in your order of service and also will be on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek truth in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls may grow, harmony with the divine. This do we covenant with one another. El amor es la doctrina de esta iglesia. La búsqueda de la verdad es su sacramento. Y el servicio es su oración. Habitar juntos en paz, buscar la verdad con libertad y servir a la humanidad juntos, con el fin de que todas las almas puedan crecer en armonía con lo divino. Esto es lo que pactamos unos con otros. Good morning. Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of San Jose. Here we cherish diversity among us, including gender, sexuality, race, and ethnicity. We welcome you regardless of your appearance, name, abilities, income, age, or beliefs. We welcome you as your unique self, wherever you are in your personal journey, into the sacred time and place. The mission of this church is to make love visible in all that we say and do. If you are new to our congregation, please reach out after the service and talk with any of us. Everyone's presence is valued in our church. My name is Ramakrishna Kakarala. My pronouns are he, him. As a visual description, I'm a 60-year-old bald Indian man with glasses and a beard. It is my pleasure to serve as worship associate for today's service. Now, I've been away in Michigan for about a month, and I'm happy to say what a pleasure it is to return to our church. I noticed a beautiful new Pride flag in the front, and it reminds me to wish everyone a happy Pride Month. Today, after the service, I'd like to invite all those who identify as BIPOC, that's Black, Indigenous, or a person of color, to join Reverend Kevin and myself. I'd also like to invite those who wish to join a related group, the Allies for Racial Equity, to meet with Reverend Matthew. Now, the way we will do this, so that we start together and end together, is that both groups will meet in the Ramsden Fireside Room briefly. Afterwards, the BIPOC group will head upstairs to the youth room, and the ARE, the Allies for Racial Equity group, will meet downstairs in the conference room. I'd also like to announce we have UU the Vote in Hattie Porter Hall after service. Now it's a pleasure to introduce our guest minister, Reverend Kevin Allen Mann. Rev Kev, pronouns he, him, sia, received his Masters of Divinity and Masters of Arts in Social Change from Star King School for the ministry in 2016, and he graduated with his Bachelor of Arts in Ethnic Studies and Urban Studies and Planning from UC San Diego in 2008. Rev Kev was ordained by the First Unitarian Church of Oakland on October 1st, 2023, the first day of both Filipino American and LGBTQ History Months. He serves as an end-of-life interfaith chaplain at Sequoia Hospice and as a consulting minister with the UU Church of the Philippines, where he plans to serve for 2 years from 2028 to 2030. Rev Kev founded the California statewide chapter of DRUM, that's Diverse Revolutionary UU Multicultural Ministries, which hosts quarterly retreats for Black, Indigenous, people of color, UUs. These are wonderful. If anybody wants to go, please join me next time. I'd love going to these. His ministry of collective liberation is rooted in the wisdom of Aboriginal Australian activist Lila Watson. If you have come here to help me, you're wasting your time. But if you have come here because your liberation is bound up with mine, then let us work together. Welcome, Rev Kev. Now we'll say hi to our friends joining us on Zoom. And we can wave to them before we see them. There we go. Now I'll invite those on Zoom, if you can, wave to us too. Okay, it's great to see everyone. So thank you, and now we will have our story for all ages presented by Marissa Vasquez.
Hello, good morning. I would like to invite those who are young in the hearts, or able to and willing, to the labyrinth for the story for all ages. So I am reading a story called One by Catherine Atoshi. And as young readers learn about numbers, counting, and primary and secondary colors, they also learn about accepting each other's differences and how it sometimes just takes one voice to make everyone count. Okay. Blue was a quiet color. He enjoyed looking up at the sky, floating on the waves, and on the days he felt daring, splashing in rain puddles. Every once in a while, he wished he could be more sunny, like yellow, or bright, like green, more regal, like purple. Keep going, almost there. Or outgoing, like orange. But overall, most of the time, he liked being blue, except when he was with Red. Red was a hothead. He liked to pick on Blue. Red is a great color, he'd say. Red is hot. Blue is not. Then Blue would feel bad about being blue. Sometimes Yellow comforted Blue. Blue is a very nice color, she'd say. But Yellow never said that in front of Red. She never said, "Stop picking on Blue." Green, purple, and orange thought Blue was nice too. But they never told Red to stop either. Every time Red said something mean, no one spoke up to him. He got bigger and bigger and bigger. Soon, Red grew so big that everyone was afraid of him. No one dared to stop him. Red picked on all of the colors. Then everyone felt a little blue. Until one. One came. He had a different shape, with bold, straight lines and squared corners. He was funny. He made the colors laugh. When Red saw this, he got very hot. "Stop laughing," he told Yellow. "Stop laughing," he told Green. "Stop laughing," he told Purple and Orange. And they did. Red rolled up to one. "Stop laughing," he told him. But one stood straight like an arrow and said, "No." That made Red very angry, but one didn't budge. So Red rolled away. One turned to the colors and said, "If someone is mean and picks on me, I, for one, stand up and say no." Then Yellow felt brave and said, "Me too." Green agreed and said, "Me 3." Then Purple became 4. And Orange became 5. Blue saw all of the colors change. He wanted to count. But Red grew red hot. He felt left out. He grew hotter and hotter and hotter. Red raced over to Blue and said what he always said, "Red is hot, Blue is not." But this time, Blue stood tall and became 6. "Red can be really hot," he said, "but Blue can be super cool." Red blew a fuse and tried to roll over Blue, but everyone took a stand and said no. Seeing them all standing tall made Red feel very, very, very small. Then Red turned even redder and began to roll away. But Blue called out, "Can Red be hot and Blue be cool?" "Red can count too," said one. Red rocked and rolled and turned into 7. Everyone counts, they shouted. The red laughed and joined the fun. Sometimes it just takes one. And that is all. Thank you. Now we will sing the children's blessing.
I'd like to invite Asta and Connie to introduce the special collection today. Oh, Eileen, sorry.
Good morning. I'm Asta Falconer, and I'm here with Eileen Scroden. And we are asking you today to contribute to today's special collection. Are we good? Microphone good? Today's special collection for the Partner Church Committee projects to continue our relationships with the people of Home Road St. Martin in Romania.
When I joined the church 4 years ago, I had no idea that the Unitarian faith was started in 1569 in Hungary, which is now a part of Transylvania in Romania.
We were both fortunate to begin our relationship with our partner church in the fall of 2024. We both hosted villagers who came to us and participated in many local activities around Northern California for 2 weeks. In the summer of 2025, we traveled to Hungary and Romania with a group of 8 members of FUCSJ, learning about the history of Unitarianism and bonding with the villagers of Home Road St. Martin. They live in a gorgeous green valley in a tiny town surrounded by agriculture. They live very close to nature and their livestock, and also live very much in the world of the 21st century. We met several villagers who left for university educations or to earn money in another country, and who returned to the village to settle and raise their families. Our church's relationship to the village goes back to 1989. Your donations help facilitate the travel and activities with our partner church. We also support high school students with scholarships. Meeting our partner church members, that was the welcoming committee. Meeting our partner church members has been a beautiful experience. The people of Home Road St. Martin have a warmth and hospitality that is deep and heartfelt. I will cherish my relationships with these new friends for the rest of my life. Please contribute what you can to support our relationship with our partner church. Thank you.
And now enjoy some of the pictures that we took while we were on our trip to Transylvania. It was definitely a life-changing experience. Now enjoy some of the photos that we took while we were on our trip to Transylvania. It was definitely a life-changing experience, and a lot of it revolved around how different their faith is and how the same it is with us.
Thank you for your generosity. I was in Poland for 2 weeks in May on the Polish Brethren Unitarian Heritage Tour before the anti-Trinitarian ideas got to Transylvania. There was a group called the Polish Brethren, and so some of the original ideas were smuggled out of Poland into Transylvania and then on to Amsterdam, and the ideas were so radical that people were willing to be burned at the stake for their heresy. And so I think of our liberal tradition in that vein of resistors, of heretics, of people that have always had the power to choose. And in that spirit, our centering song is a song that I learned in Minneapolis. I was there at the end of January when interfaith leaders called clergy from across the nation to join Minneapolis and join the resistance. This was a week after Renee Good had been killed. The day that I was leaving Minneapolis, Scott Preddy, an ICU nurse, was killed by ICE as well. And so this song, No One Is Getting Left Behind This Time, was written by Joshua Blaine, who's active with the Jewish Voice for Peace. And the song talks about the Exodus story, where when the Jewish people were leaving Egypt, they left with a mixed multitude of other peoples and other cultures. And so this song comes from that spirit of collective liberation. And so we'll sing one line at a time, and I want you to sing after me, if you will. It goes like this. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. Now, rise in body or spirit, and let's try to bring that whole song together. And so we'll start off again with the first line, No one is getting left behind. Ready? And no one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. Amen. We now have a responsive reading. There's going to be a part for me, for Ram, as well as for you as the congregation. And this responsive reading is called Listening is an Act of the Heart. and it's written by Reverend Leslie Takahashi, the Japanese-American lead minister of the Mount Diablo UU Church in Walnut Creek. Listening is not an act of the ear. Listening is an act of the heart.
Rage is a constant cry. Derision has found his voice. The despair of the fair and faithful speaks fast and often. The whisper of despair grows into a keening lament. Open our hearts to the real fears of those who have known hate, because they are our guides to insidious expansions.
Open our memories to those ancestors of our spirits who were love seekers, peacemakers, truth guiders, system questioners, and listen. Listen, because listening is an act of our hearts.
Do not ignore the soul pain of those who move through the hardest nights, who face the denial of their rights and the desecration of their humanity. Do not forget those too dispossessed of a language of mastery and the countless forms of life who do not count humanity as their family and yet who are within our larger circle of interdependence.
Open our hearts to the truth that's and feel. Open our minds to the anguish of those who need accompaniment. Open our memories to those who came before us and taught us how to create new forms of love out of the old worn patterns.
And listen, because
Listening is an act of our hearts. Listening is an act of our hearts. As we speak right now, my partner is marching in San Francisco Pride with City College, and this queer prayer, blessed are the queer, is for LGBTQ Pride Day, which people around the world are celebrating. And so it begins with a prayer from H.P. Rivers, who's a white, queer, neurodivergent, pagan UU religious educator from Knoxville, Tennessee. Blessed are the wanderers, seeking affirmation. Blessed are the worshipers praying from closets, pulpits, pews, and hardship. Blessed are the lovers of leaving family and familiarity, leaving tables where love is not being served. Blessed are those who stay. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the queer, disciples of truth, living, breathing, sacred reflections of divine love. We gather this morning centering queer love, divine love, blessed by struggle, guided by faith. As rainbow crosswalks are being bulldozed in Texas and Florida, crosswalks that were built on the backs of the 49 holy martyrs who wanted to dance at Latin Pulse nightclub in Orlando. We gather as anti-trans legislation is used to stir up fear and hatred of the other. We gather as queer families face the fear the state will rip children from their LGBTQ parents. We as Unitarian Universalists say enough is enough. We as Unitarian Universalists will not back down from our commitment to collective liberation. We say loud and proud that we love our lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and pansexual siblings, family members, and friends. We love our LGBTQ, undocumented, refugee, and Palestinian siblings, family members, and friends. We Unitarian Universalists know that LGBTQ bodies are sacred and complex and interconnected, made in the image of love, whole and beautiful and courageous. The thing about queer love is that it's resilient by design. Our love knows the meaning of sacrifice and struggle. Queer love knows the meaning of loss and what it means to hide from the world who you truly are, to hide what's most important to you. And so that's why our love shows up in simple and profound and life-changing ways. Queer love shows up again and again, resilient and brave. From a rainbow button to a bumper sticker to a street lamp banner, a painted crosswalk, or a rainbow flag outside your church doorway. These acts of defiance and revolution matter. These acts of defiance and revolution can save lives. Queer and trans bodies matter, and we will not be erased. So we bless the First Unitarian Church of San Jose with the fierceness of the LGBTQ ancestors, whose blood and sweat and heels paved the way for us to be here now with these bodies in this breath. We bless this sacred space with rainbows and pride and glitter, with all the LGBTQ ancestors, the queer, Black, Indigenous, people of color ancestors, the Ohlone Two-Spirit ancestors, the Philippine Babaylan and Asog, queer Indigenous shamans and queer Wiccan priestesses, the Hawaiian Mahu, the South Asian Hijra. We remember that queer people were here long before the colonizer came to our shores, and we have always been the spiritual warriors of our communities. Queer and trans people have always existed, and we always will. Blessings on our queer past, blessings on our queer present, and blessings on our queer future. And I close this prayer with words from Infleshed, spiritual nourishment for collective liberation. Maybe you are a cleansing fire or a safe place to rest. Maybe you are that grit that won't give up. Maybe you are that queer love poem that opens something holy and hopeful in 1,000 other people. There are a million ways to be love in this groaning and gorgeous world. And that's it. That's God's invitation. That's their promise, their lure away from all the counter forces that leave you doubting your offering, selling your soul, or hoarding these precious and unique resources of your story, your spirit, and your life. Trust. Trust in whatever sacred thing that bubbles up from within you. The divine takes on flesh, and yours is no exception. You can be a conduit of eternal love. You can be an act of radical solidarity. You can be a moment of grace. There is so much hope in knowing that love is always that close. There is so much joy in showing up to our collective possibility, saying, yes, here I am, saying, may it be so. Amen. So good morning again, First Unitarian Church of San Jose. I wanted to definitely thank Reverend Matthew for this invitation to preach, Ram for being our worship associate. We've been planning this worship service for months, and it takes a whole community. Thank you to Diane and Monty and Brian and Marnie for all of the collaboration and support. Queer Black scholar Adrienne Marie Brown teaches about emergent strategy. She says emergent strategy emphasizes the power of relationships. She says the strength of our movement is the strength of our relationships. Scaling up would mean going deeper, being more vulnerable and empathetic. The focus on connection makes us feel valued and integral to this strategy. Relationships. Relationships are what it means to be a Unitarian Universalist. We gather in resistance to the rising threat of fascism, racism, sexism, homophobia, ableism, and the climate crisis. We gather as people rooted in love, rooted in curiosity, rooted in respect. Being a Unitarian Universalist means deepening our relationships with a long-term vision for a just and equitable world that does not yet exist. The arc of the universe bends because we bend it. We are a living tradition that calls us to do the hard internal and external work, to challenge oppression and white supremacy culture in all its ugly forms within, among, and beyond our church walls. I'm curious if folks have heard of the new UUA anti-racism program called Mosaic Congregations. Have heard folks of Mosaic? So the Mosaic Congregations program is similar to the Welcoming Congregations for LGBT folks. It's modeled after the Green Sanctuary program for sustainability, and Mosaic Congregations emphasizes a congregational commitment to lifespan learning in diversity, equity, inclusion, and anti-oppression. The Mosaic Lifespan Curriculum was created in response to the UUA's Commission on Institutional Change and Widening the Circle, and it's an OWL-like curriculum. OWL is Our Whole Lives, the Lifespan Sexuality Curriculum, so it's an OWL-like lifespan curriculum for anti-racism, with multimedia playlists for various groups, including elementary school, middle school, high school, young adult, older adult, regular adult, BIPOC adult, white ally adult. There's something in there for everyone. So I encourage you to be on the lookout in your next church newsletter. We'll send some links about the Mosaic Lifespan Anti-Racism Curriculum, which can be used to help support identity-based caucusing, which is what we're doing today after the service. Now, why do we do identity-based caucusing in UU churches? According to the guide, the UUA Guide to Race-Based Affinity Groups, the purpose of gathering in racial affinity groups is to create safe and brave space so that people can express their fears, their pain, their hopes without bystanders. So when they re-enter mixed identity spaces, it will be with greater self-awareness, less self-judgment, and stronger confidence. The intent of forming race-based affinity groups is to deepen and broaden the perspectives of participants and produce new ways of thinking, new ways of doing, new ways of reflecting, because a different type of group can create a different kind of conversational outcome. For all these reasons and more, we're excited to be doing our identity-based caucusing. As Ram said, we'll gather in the Lindy breakout room about 12:30, and then the BIPOC caucus is going to go up to the second floor youth room. Allies for Racial Equity will meet in the downstairs conference room. Now, in Flesh, that collective liberation group I quoted earlier, says this about collective liberation. Collective liberation asks different things of different people. There is no universal path. Depending on relationships to various systems and legacies of power, as well as the unique contexts and stories of our lives, different actions and beliefs must be practiced as freedom. White people have different pathways than Black, Indigenous people of color. Queer people have different pathways than straight people. Each of us has our own sacred work to do in the individual and collective struggle. And so that's why DRUM was founded in 1997. DRUM stands for, now say it with me, DRUM is Diverse, Revolutionary, Unitarian, Universalist, Multicultural Ministries, DRUM. And DRUM was founded in 1997 right here, maybe 10 miles away in Los Gatos, California, where for the first time, the African American Ministers Association and the Latina Ministers Association came together in 1997 in Los Gatos, California to form DRUM. Originally, it was a minister of color organization that gradually expanded to include all the lay leadership as it does today. I became active with DRUM youth and young adults of color in the mid-2000s, about when I met Matthew. I was active with DRUM youth and young adults of color, and there was no doubt that it was the drum yah-yah community, youth and young adults, that pulled me in to Unitarian Universalism. There was a monthly people of color group at First UU San Diego that welcomed me when I was 17, 18 years old, and I kept coming back. I kept coming back, and drum is the foundations to my ministry for the past 20 years when times are tough. I know the UU queer people of color mentors in my life that I can turn to. And so we began Drum California in April 2023, doing a new strategy, organizing quarterly gatherings for people of color UUs. Since April 2023, we've had 14 gatherings of people of color UUs. Our listserv is over 220. We actually are promoting our monthly sustainers program. You'll get a Drum California t-shirt. If you sign up, there's a table in the hall with the QR code. But we've been planting the seeds for a multicultural, anti-racist, Unitarian Universalist future. So will you take a moment to dream with me, First UU San Jose? What does collective liberation look like? Close your eyes or relax your gaze for a moment and imagine, what does an anti-racist, anti-oppressive, multicultural Unitarian Universalism feel like? What does it sound like? What does it protest like? What does it dance like? What does it organize like? Who could we be if we allowed the values of our faith to transform us, to transform our communities? Adrian says that all of us know something together, and together we know a lot. Collective liberation is no stranger to what it means to be a Unitarian Universalist. We've been facing anti-authoritarianism and resisting from Transylvania and Poland in the 1600s, to the fight for women's suffrage in Seneca Falls, to the civil rights movements, to locking arms in Selma. From LGBTQ organizing to marriage equality to fighting for reproductive rights, Unitarian Universalists are at the forefront of every movement in this country that's been fighting for love and justice. We Unitarian Universalists have always been a people who resist, people who are courageous and brave, people who know in their hearts and in their bones what faith looks like in action. President of the UUA, Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt, said, times like these are where faith communities find their purpose. Times like these are where faith communities find their purpose. Friends, we are the inheritors of a liberal and liberating faith, rooted in the highest values of justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and love right here at the center of our chalice. May we be a true living tradition, ready to serve all the people, every last one, all of us free, all of us loved, all of us saved. Collective liberation for all, nothing more, nothing less. Amen. Ashe, que así sea. May it be so. Amen.
So last week, I know many of you were here, joined us here in person, and probably some watched online, our UU General Assembly Sunday morning worship. One of the songs you heard was "We Will Carry Each Other." We didn't know that was gonna be part of the program before Kevin picked that song for this Sunday's service. But the nice part is y'all had a chance to listen to it last time. This time we're gonna invite you to join on the chorus, and then Kevin and I are gonna sing the verses together. So let's go ahead and bring up the lyrics, if you would. But I'll invite you to just listen to me the first time through to the chorus.
I'm going to give you the measure before.
Yeah.
your strength. We will carry each other on the way.
All right, let's try that together, all together. I know some of you are already eager to jump in. One more time.
My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. Looking for shelter in a friend. We can build a beginning, but I do not know the end. I am scared of breaking when I bend. We will carry each other on the way.
My courage.
My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. There are prayers I don't know how to say, but I still find solace when I close my eyes to pray. What I lost and what I hope can stay. We will carry each other on the way.
My courage.
My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. I am full and I am running out. I'm a flooding river and I'm living through the drought. I have firm conviction and my heart is full of doubt. We will carry each other on the way.
My courage.
My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. There are people I have never met. There is something special and I haven't found it yet. There's abundance given freely, taken with no debt. We will carry each other on the way.
One last time.
My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. We will carry each other on the way.
I should have had you rise in body or in spirit on at least that last chorus. I know you are already risen in spirit. Many of you, I invite you to rise in body for our benediction. And as you wish to take a hand to, as you feel comfortable, or touch a shoulder, make a connection with someone nearby you. To those of you joining us on Zoom, I invite you to send your energy out to us and to each other as we send our energy back to you.
And we close with a rainbow blessing from queer white UU leader Cricket Hall. May the drag stage rise to meet you. May the world rise to accept you and embrace you. May the rainbow of love enfold you. May your fluidity never be hindered. May your pronouns always be supported and your dead name forgotten. May those you invite into your life remain loyal. May your chosen family lift you up and catch you when you need it. May you be able to catch others when they need it. May you remember that sensitivity is not weakness, but instead a great strength welling up inside you. And until we meet again, may you remember that you are loved and that you are divine. Amen. Go forth to love this world. Blessed be. Thank you so much for your signing.